Okay, so about the course, as I already mentioned, this is ISDM, Information Systems Development and Management. So I think from the course name, you can guess that what is supposed to be the topics and the contents we will learn together during this course. And this is from the curriculum that explain about the course objective, okay? Basically, I think I can highlight, okay, what we will learn from the course objective. That is, we know that nowadays, information systems are very important to all organizations and very and are kind of key success factors for business, because now we cannot just rely on business transactions and operations without any information system behind, right? So information system would be considered as kind of main engine, okay, to drive many of the business transactions, decision making, operations, and many more. Okay, so that is the thing related to the importance of information systems. So in this course, we learn, of course, fundamental concepts, theories, and practices related to information system development and management. So once information system is kind of key engine, then how do we really develop them, successful ones for the business, for the organizations, and so on. And we learn number of techniques, methods, and so on related to these things, as I've already mentioned. I should talk a little bit about the learning outcome. So that means, what do we expect that you will obtain after finishing this course? So after finishing this course, of course, you should be able to understand the importance of information system, okay, for the organizations, for the business. You should be able to understand the process of planning, managing information system projects. If your organization wants to develop or have a new project on developing some new information system, how should we do it systematically, or what process we follow? Okay, so this is the second outcome. The third, of course, in terms of the management and the development of information systems, there are a variety of challenges, okay, especially whether leading to fail project, fail system, fail information system projects, or successful ones. Okay, so these challenges are the thing we need to understand and be able to tackle them. Then we should be able to apply several of the methods and techniques in order to make sure that we can finally manage, we can finally have a successful information system project, as I already mentioned. Okay, and for sure, by obtaining these outcomes, we cannot simply learn the materials by lecture or listening to the knowledge that I share to you, right? There are a number of works to do, course activities, assignments, and also projects, because then you really need to put those things we learn together into the real project practice, and then practice them or apply the technique you learn into the project work. Okay, this course has prerequisite course, but it should be fine if you are new students and you don't pass the prerequisite course, which are usually offered in the previous semester, that is August semester. So in case you have no background at all related to data modeling, data management, especially something like relational database design or something like that, maybe you should inform me so that we can discuss some alternatives, such as self-study of some material. It may not be that the whole course in data modeling are prerequisite knowledge to this, but some topics in the data modeling would be useful if you have prior knowledge in those topics before. So for those who have not passed this course, DMM, Data Modeling and Management, please inform me so that we can arrange some kind of additional self-study materials to fill those gaps, okay? And the course outline, okay, I think this is important so that we understand what is supposed to be the specific details we learn together. I should move this somewhere. Okay. As for the course outline, okay, there are kind of 10 topics that we will learn. The very first one, of course, introduction. So it's kind of importance of information management, information systems, importance of information systems in the business world, organization, and many other sectors in this current era, okay? And the roles, the types of information system, the roles of information system, and then introduction to software engineering, because actually information system is kind of computer system that manage data and then serve certain operations to the business, and involves and include several components, including a software component. Information system and software is different things. Software is part of information system, okay? So you need to know that we will learn also the software engineering methods, okay? Because successful information system also rely on successful software development too, but not the only thing. We will learn more as well that some projects fail, some information system projects fail, not because of unsuccessful software development, but because of many other factors. Okay, the second topic is the life cycle and the software process. As I already mentioned, that software is key component in information system. So we need to know well proper process models in order to develop good software. Okay, so we learn key process models, including the very traditional one from waterfall, incremental, evolutionary, rational, unified process, and also agile methodology, and several of the activities of the process. So agile development and agile methods will be one of the key topics that we emphasize within the course. So with this course, we will apply basically Scrum methodology, okay, in order to be the main method. If this is very new to you, don't worry. Of course, we will learn. For those who have some work experience, maybe Agile is not very new to you, but for those who have not worked in software and in some of the software company development team and so on, Agile could be a new thing for you too. Okay, we will talk about the information system project management. So how do we manage the project in order to make sure we have successful project? And successful project doesn't mean that you develop the, suppose as I said, software. It doesn't mean that you develop successful software. It also means that you spend within the time, right? Suppose that the software development period that the project aims is just 3 months. Then if you can finally and successfully develop the system, but it takes you 6 months, do you think you have a successful project or not? Okay, first is about the time, the scope of time. Second, about the software scope or information system scope. Initially, you may talk to the users, the stakeholders, and every other people who will be part of your information system project, will be your users. We think of nicely 100 features. Finally, when you deliver or complete your software, you have achieved 50 features, for example. Do we think that this is a successful project or not? Okay, so when we say that manage successful projects, it has several factors, so we will learn. So there will be factors related to financial cost and benefit of the project. There will be factors related to the scheduling. There will be factors related to the scope of the project as well. Okay, and many things. And there are, not everything is static. There are also dynamic factors, and those are the risks for the project. From the beginning, we make some plan that the project takes 3 months with this and that people. Later on, some people may leave your company, leave your team. Oh, what to do? And later on, some users or some customers, if you have been working with the software world before, you will know that customers have a very dynamic requirement. Today, they may want something. Next week, if you talk to them, oh, I changed my mind, I want something else. I want this feature, I want that feature, and so on. How do you manage your users and customers and make sure that you still make them happy? Happy users is the key to successful projects too. Not because we need to please them, but because they are the real users. Finally, you develop something that they don't use. Is that a successful project? You develop everything so complete, so nice, so wonderful, but no users use your system. That is also a failure. Maybe you have seen, right? Oh, we have seen a nice system, nicely built, spend many $millions to develop the project, but the users do not want to use them because it's something that is not what they want. So we need to really manage user expectations and user requirements. Not to please them, but develop something they will really use. That is the most important thing. Okay. Similarly, I think you use many of the software. You have the computers I saw. You have computers in front of you. You have tablets. You have mobile phone. There are a lot of applications, right? Mobile app or computer software that there are hundreds of features, but maybe you use only few selected features, and you can find also some applications that don't answer your needs, and then you quit and install the software because of course they don't answer what you want. The same thing. Successful project needs to be sure that it answers the user's needs. Okay, so that is why we have the topic related to requirement engineering. So that means understanding user requirements for the software, for the information system. Okay, so we learn about how to properly model the user requirement. And in this case means, since we are in ICT department, computer science, program, information management, and so on, right? We are not doing things by verbal communication only, but we need to properly model everything in terms of proper diagram. Okay, so we will learn, of course, even in terms of requirement analysis. How can we capture and represent those requirements through proper standard diagram? What we will use basically will follow the UML, Unified Modeling Language, that consists of a number of diagrams, but we select only key ones and learn and use them. Okay. So we will do the requirement modeling. We will do the designing of the system architecture, user interface, and so on. We will learn about the implementation process. Okay, what would be the steps inside the implementation, and then throughout the life cycle of information system, it starts from initiating and planning. When we have information system, before we have it, you need to have some initiation, right? And then planning to have it or to start having it. Then we go over through the planning, initiation process, planning process, and then execution process, and so on. And after it's finished, of course, it's under the implementation, maintenance, and then close down of the project. So those are the 10, all the 10 topics we will learn throughout this course. Okay, all the process from the starting point to the ending period of the project, information system project in short. And keep in mind that it can also be that project, not every project will have a, will start from the starting point to the ending period. Maybe some project needs to be stopped because of the management, the team, and so on decide that we cannot go. This will not be working well, so we stop. So what are the decisions? I mean, what are the factors that influence this decision to stop the project? We also need to learn that. Those are the risk factors, the things, and so on. Okay, so the learning resources, required textbooks, reference books, and related journals that that we may need to read some of the articles, okay, and so on. And in terms of learning, okay, sorry, I go very fast. There are a number of textbooks. I use several of them because I consolidate and integrate content from several books and also from the website, I mean, from internet resources too, because in this world of information system development, things are going very fast. So there are new techniques, there are new things to learn, okay? So that is the reason I refer to quite a number of resources, okay? And in terms of learning activities, I will involve other experts from the industry as well. I mean, they can sometimes give invited talks. They may sometimes, as part of the assignment, they may serve as people you may need to interview or to work on your assignments. Or sometimes they give you the problems, such as software requirement problems, so that you can properly make a model. I mean, either a requirement modeling part and something like that. Because in real projects, if you go on for working, okay, or even you continue in the academia, you are not the person who design everything, make a decision of everything. You need to work with the users. You need to work with the stakeholders. And especially when we are talking about information system or software as well, you cannot say that, oh, I know every requirement of the software, right? Even you are the developer, you are just the developer, design the system, program the system, code the system. But you need to ask the user, what do you want? Is it what you want? Is it the way this, we take this input, we do this kind of calculation, we produce this output? Is this the way they want or not? So communication with the users is also very important and part of success factor, because user engagement and user communication is one of the important things making your project successful or not. Because if you don't understand what they want, at the end you deliver something that they don't use and your project fails. Okay. All right. So the some of the work of this course as well as the project, it will be different from what you have learned in other courses, in the way that in some other courses, you can imagine, be creative, think of some project. Okay, we want to make e-commerce system. We want to make some system similar to Netflix. We want to do this kind of product recommendation system. We want to analyze user behavior, marketing, for marketing strategy or something. But everything comes from your idea, right? You think of it and you think that this is the way the system or the system you are developing should include. It takes the input like this, it do this calculation, and then it gives this output. You design everything. And in real world, no. You talk to the user. It cannot be that you are the center of everything, right? You are the users No, you are just the developer that needs to communicate and understand the user. Okay.